So if you write anything at all, and I mean anything, from emails to code, novels, scripts, you've probably been thinking about AI a lot. Is this new tech a total game changer? An assistant that's going to unlock our best work? Or is it just a really clever mimic that threatens to make human creativity totally obsolete? That's the huge question we're tackling. Let's get right into it. All right, let's kick things off with the most optimistic take out there. And this actually comes from writers themselves. The idea here isn't that AI is going to take your job. It's that it will finally solve that one problem every single creator dreads. You know the feeling? Staring at that blinking cursor on a blank page with absolutely no idea where to even start? Just imagine that for a second. Writer's block, just gone.
But hang on a second. You know how it goes. If it sounds way too good to be true, it probably is. Is AI really just a super-powered brainstorming tool? Or are we maybe missing a much bigger, much more complicated picture here?
Okay, so let's dig in. First up, we're going to explore that really optimistic view, this vision of AI as a creative co-pilot sitting right there beside you, helping you navigate the whole process. Think of it like this. You are the pilot. You're the one setting the destination and making all the critical flight decisions. The AI? That's your co-pilot. It's managing the instruments, running through checklists, handling all the routine stuff. As researcher Kartik Hosenagger puts it, the whole goal is to free you, the pilot, up to focus on what really matters. The vision, the story, that creative spark. Now, to really get why this matters, you have to understand the sheer scale we're talking about. This number, 50,000, that's roughly how many new scripts get registered with the Writers Guild of America every single year. Can you imagine being a studio exec trying to find the next big hit in that mountain of paper? It's literally impossible for a human team. But for an AI co-pilot, it's not impossible at all. It can read and summarize all 50,000 of those scripts, flagging interesting ideas or unique characters. It can handle all that grunt work, the endless brainstorming, summarizing piles of research at a speed we can't even begin to comprehend. And what this does is it allows the human creators to step in and do what they do best, use their taste, their judgment, and their intuition to make the final crucial calls. See, it's about supercharging the creative process, not replacing it.
Okay, but for every person who sees a helpful co-pilot, there's someone else who sees a parrot just mindlessly repeating things. And well, they are not impressed.
And this quote really gets to the heart of the skeptical view. The argument is that AI has absolutely zero real understanding. It can't feel the weight of a word or get the subtext in a joke. It's just an incredibly sophisticated mimic, one that's been trained on a massive library of human writing, and all it's doing is reassembling things it's already seen, without a single truly original thought. This chart just illustrates that divide perfectly. A human writer connects ideas, feels emotion, and tries to make you feel it too. They build an argument from the ground up. An AI, on the other hand, is basically just a prediction machine. It isn't thinking, it's just calculating the most statistically likely word to come next in a sentence based on everything it's already read. It's remixing, not creating. So, the nightmare scenario for the skeptics is this future where all of our feeds are just flooded with this kind of stuff. Content that's perfectly grammatical, looks coherent on the surface, but is completely and utterly soulless. Writing that's just bland, predictable, and, at the end of the day, just more noise.
Which leaves us kind of stuck between two extremes, right? Is AI this brilliant assistant that's going to help us create masterpieces? Or is it a mindless mimic that's going to drown us all in mediocrity? But what if this whole debate, this partner versus parrot thing, is just the wrong way to look at it? What if by trying to shove AI into one of two neat little boxes, we're missing the real story entirely? Okay, look here. On the left, that's the old, simple way of thinking about it, just a sliding scale from all human to all AI. But now, look to the right. Researcher James Hudson suggests a much more interesting framework, one that's dynamic, complex, and frankly looks a lot more like how creativity actually works in the real world. Hudson draws this really brilliant parallel to how we now think about neurodiversity. We've moved away from seeing it as some simple linear scale, and now we recognize this whole spectrum of different cognitive strengths and ways of seeing the world. And he argues we need that same kind of sophisticated thinking when it comes to human-AI collaboration. And here's what that actually looks like in practice. Because writing isn't just one single task, right? It's a whole collection of different tasks.
So you might use AI to generate a really rough first draft, but keep all the stylistic choices and the final polish for yourself. Or maybe you've got the story down, but you ask the AI to suggest a few different ways to structure it. You get to be the director, choosing which tool to use for which part of the job. It's not all or nothing anymore, it's a dynamic partnership.
So, this is the crucial point, because this changes everything. If we accept this new, more flexible model, the question is no longer, is AI good or bad? The real question becomes, how do you, the creator, use it well?
And this is really less about a set of hard and fast rules and way more about a mindset. It's about being flexible enough to adapt your process, but also having the humility to know what the AI is good at and where your human insight is absolutely essential. It's about taking the care to make sure the final product is something you're genuinely proud of, and then being honest about how you made it. Really, it's about being a thoughtful and deliberate creator in this wild new era.
So in the end, it really seems that AI is neither our creative partner nor our mindless parrot. It's a tool. You could argue it's the most powerful writing tool ever invented. And just like any tool, from the printing press to the camera, its real impact won't be determined by the technology itself. It'll be determined by the vision, the skill, and the intent of the people who use it. So the real question isn't what AI is going to do to writing. The question is, what are you going to do with it?